All right, we're back with another live stream. I gotta catch up on WWE Developmental, NXT Evolve, and TNA Impact from last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So, without further ado, I'll start with the oldest one, NXT, from last Tuesday, July 22nd. Here's the crowd who was there. Looks like a fun group of people ready to have a good time. So I'm going to be reviewing this segment by segment today on this show. I'll give a review based on my rating system here on the right, if you guys can see that on YouTube. But yeah, I'll throw out points at the end of the segment, and also while I'm reviewing, if I catch anything that I think deserves bonus points, I'll just be throwing out points as best as I can. I'm trying to put the show over today. All right, I thought it was a good show, but let's review it segment by segment. All right, without further ado, I'll start with segment number 1. It's a match. It's an 8-person tag match. So Sol Ruca and Zarya, they are the two women on this one, and they're teaming with Hank and Tank, and they're facing the Culling. So this is an excellent booking, I thought. Just for the idea of this booking, getting the whole Culling together in a match with people they've actually been feuding with, I'm going to give this 2 thumbs up before I even review the match. So for the idea of the booking, I'm going to give Shawn Michaels some credit here. Nice way to start the show. But all right, WWE intergender rules. The men can't hit the women, but the women can hit the men, I guess. So I'll show some highlights. Sometimes it's always funky when a woman, there's Izzy Dame diving onto one of the Hank and Tank guys on the outside. Can you see that? I guess it got cut off. And then Sol Ruca also does it to Shawn Spears. So here's some more woman-on-man violence. It's Zarya picking up Shawn Spears, giving him an F5, and so it's okay. When the women do it on the men, it's funny, but never the other way around. Anyways, here's the finish. So Tatum Paxley is going to take a spear from Zarya, okay? And then Izzy, she looks like she really fucks herself up right here as she tries to attack Sol Ruca on the outside, but Sol Ruca gets out of the way, and she slams into the steel steps. So there goes Izzy Dame. All while this is going on, quick series. Shawn Spears passes her toy, Tatum Paxley's toy, and then weirdly, the lights go out. So I'm like, what the fuck, Dark State? They got nothing to do with this. And they just picked up a loss on TNA Slammiversary the previous Sunday to the system. But yeah, the lights start, going on all the characters, and it's Dark State. So as the lights come back on, they didn't do anything, though. They just kind of showed up like that. And the lights come back on, and Tatum is already pinning Zarya, and the Culling pick up a nice little 8-person tag victory as Sol Ruca is there to console Zarya at the end, and Shawn Spears is very much gives Tatum Paxley a lot of encouragement and puts her over for winning this match, as Izzy Dame looks actually fucked up from the fight she just had. But there you go. That's the first segment. Interesting ending. I'll give it all, the match itself, I'll give it a thumbs up, even for the angle of Dark State causing a commotion, and for whatever reason, and that gave the opening for the Culling. I guess while the lights went out, Tatum Paxley nailed Zarya with her doll, which I guess is why she was out cold afterwards. So yeah, I like the idea for the match, and I think the match was very good. I think the ending was interesting. I don't know where it's going to lead. I think Dark State is interesting because they seem to me, as I mentioned on my Slammiversary review, that they've come back down to earth, and they had them do a job over there at TNA. Just lost plain, clean, and flat. Didn't look that strong. So, and then now they're trying to show that they're back on NXT and ready to make waves again. I don't know. I don't know how much really they kind of blew it with this Dark State thing. I don't think they have any credibility left. But regardless, I guess they're still going to try to hang around. I don't know what's the best they could do, because they're not the all-powerful, like, you know, scary team they made themselves out to be. They're all right, you know, but I guess we'll see if they can just integrate them back into the show as regular people, because this whole extra special thing that they got going on, they're not that extra special. They're not getting over. So I think they should just cut it off. That's my opinion on the Dark State. But still, interesting match here. Interesting finish. I suppose it'll probably continue between Zarya and Sol Ruka and the culling, but we shall see. I'm going to move on for now. Alright, next up we got a straight up TNA wrestling graphic on the screen to signify that they're going to show footage from TNA. This was Slammiversary the previous Sunday, and they show a replay of JC Jane winning the TNA Knockouts World title. So she's a unified NXT champion and TNA Knockouts World champion. We will be hearing from her later. This was just a basic replay though, no video package, so no points from me here. Let's go to the next segment. It's Ava. So she cuts off Jordynne Grace from coming to the building. She meets her with security, tells her she's not allowed in, basically. And this is because Jordynne Grace has attacked Blake Monroe, who swerved her, turned on her, so she had reason to be pissed off, but Ava doesn't want her doing that type of hooliganism. So Jordynne Grace is like, yeah, sure, one way or another, I'm going to get my hands on her. So that's how this segment ends. What do I think of this? I'll give this some points. I'll give this a half a point. Not bad. I'm digging the Jordynne Grace, Mariah May / Blake Monroe feud. I mean, I think they went a little too fast with the heel turn. Again, kind of like in AEW, excuse me. I did make that same criticism that she was all of a sudden a heel, a terrible heel, like after not being really a babyface for so long. This time it was even less in NXT. Makes me think they're just trying to speed up her programs here and get her up to the main roster, because yeah, she's probably too good for developmental right now. But we'll talk more about Blake Monroe. I'm sure we'll have a chance to talk about her later on. She is in action as well. Moving on, we got Fatal Influence. Okay, so JC Jane is in the ring and she's gonna cut a promo, so I guess we'll play this one. Gonna try to start playing some more promos now for us to listen to, if it's just someone talking, so we could get a little more of a feel of what I'm reviewing here. But I'm gonna pull up the little TV. If you guys need to zoom in, you can. Otherwise, let's listen in to JC Jane, who's going to gloat about being the Knockouts and NXT champion.
Gives an apology.
Yes, man.
Who was just recently called the most beatable.
No. Stay up a little bit longer. Stay up a little bit longer, man.
Yeah, for fans chanting JC 2 belts, huh? So she's maybe finally getting over a little bit? I don't know. She did bring NXT back a nice little shiny prize, though, today, so NXT fans should be happy about that. All right, let's get on with the promo.
Wow, is this picture not worth $1 million? Love it, hate it, like it, boo it. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, JC Jane runs women's wrestling. Not so bad for a third wheel or the most beatable champion in history, right? Because not only am I your NXT Women's Champion, but I am your new TNA Knockouts World Champion. That's right, 2 divisions, 2 brands, and the one at the top is not Jordynne Grace, Masha Slamovich, or your hottest free agent. And it sure as hell is not the newest athlete signee, flavor of the month, or one of your little indie darlings. No, it's me! And the best part about all of this is I did it all by myself, without any help or any support. Because the WWE Universe You all tried to write me off, but...
Well, any help? Fatal Influence are right behind them. They gave a weird look when she said, without any help, because they were sure there for that match, interfering and such against Masha Slamovich. Support, I guess I can agree with that. She doesn't really get support from the audience, although she just started to today, it seems.
Look at me now. I walked into Slammiversary, TNA's biggest pay-per-view in history, and I walked right out with their TNA Knockouts World Championship. You see, everybody always wants to talk about making history. They want their names written in the history books, so much that it's become a wrestling cliche. But take a good hard look at your double champion, because there is nothing cliche about this. I am a history maker. I am a moment maker.
Oh my god. I gotta say, I'll just comment on that promo before we move on, because Lash Legend's music hit, and she's gonna be the one to step up to JC Jane here. But I wasn't so hot for that promo. I'm not gonna give any extra points for it. I mean, I've mentioned in the past, she just sounds like she's reciting lines a lot of the time, and I dig her in-ring work. I think she deserves to be champion based on her in-ring work, but the promos, I gotta say, I wasn't so enamored with that one, but let's move on to Lash Legend.
JC Jane! I gotta give you your flowers. I mean, you both know that not only have we been here at NXT for a few years, but look, no one ever expected you to be the double champion. Just saying. But you decided to take your moment and take that top spot to be that #1 girl. So congratulations. Yeah. But now, girl, did you really think your delusional ass was gonna be up there long? Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with you. Yeah, you hit the top, but you're gonna downward spiral real fast. And you wanna know why? Because it's time for Lash Legend's moment. It's time for me to lash out. And that evolution, everyone was talking about one woman, and it wasn't you. It was the bougie bully. I eliminated Nia Jax, hoisted her ass out the top ropes. I eliminated Nikki Bella, kicked her ass out too, and proved not only am I the most dominant force here at NXT, but in all of WWE. And you know what? I came to the realization that if I can go to the best of the best with women on Raw and SmackDown, then clearly I'm equipped to get one of those titles. Whether that's the NXT.
All right, well, that's Jada Parker's music. But before I get to Jada Parker, I guess I'll give Lash Legend also an indifferent from her promo. So neither of these, I mean, she said some decent things. I don't know about herself if her eliminating a couple people in that battle royal really makes her like a top talent here, but okay. I don't know. She did look good in that match, the Evolution Battle Royal she brought up. But regardless, here comes Jada Parker. She's also stated that she wants that NXT title as well, so let's see how this goes.
Because you did your thing in that battle royal, did she not?
She did.
Did she not? But baby, I'm gonna need you to do yourself a favor and look around. Because this is NXT, and in the NXT women's division, Jada Parker has a direct line to that championship. So it doesn't doesn't matter if they get in my way or if they're in the back of the line. Because Jada Parker is the walking reality check and the face and the future of this women's division.
Wow, I'm so glad that you two think so highly of yourselves. So, I'm gonna let you hash this out for yourselves. Okay? Girls, get them!
All right, I'm gonna stop the clip right there. So this gets interesting as JC Jane tells them, all right, you guys figure this out on your own. I guess that means you guys have a match or something. Then she suddenly tells her Fatal Influence girls, she says, girls, get them. But it wasn't planned or anything. So they're looking at her like, what the fuck? We don't want to attack Jada Parker and Lash Legend. So they're here going, you could see them going, what? Like, no, you do it. Even Fallon Henley, yeah, she gets on the mic. She goes, not a chance. So they're like, if you want to do it, you go right ahead. And JC Jane actually does do it. So she has to take matters into her own hands as the leader of this group. And she takes out Jada Parker, leaving Lash Legend to the other two. But basically, Fatal Influence all get thrown out of the ring. Jada Parker takes care of JC Jane, and Lash Legend takes care of both Jasmine Nix and Fallon Henley on the other side. So here's the two girls who are basically in line, it seems, to face off for that NXT title and face off against JC Jane. I don't know if it'll be a unification champion versus champion match, but yeah. So Jada Parker and Lash Legend. What do I think of this segment? I mean, I wasn't really going to give it much based on the promos, but I think at the end it kind of saved it for me when JC Jane suddenly said, girls, get them, and they're like looking at her like, what the fuck, hell no. So there's some weirdness going on with Fatal Influence. They're still like loyal to her, they still hang out with her, but she's been kind of an arrogant B-word since she's won that title. She kind of demeans them. She showed up to that one interview without them. So then the fact that she actually took matters into her own hands and got in there and started the altercation herself, I dug that. I think that made her look good. She's like, she could use that against the other girls and be like, you see, I had to do it myself. But they all ended up getting their ass kicked anyways. So I guess that didn't really work. That was a failed whatever they were trying to do from Fatal Influence. But overall, I'll give that segment a thumbs up still. I liked it. 1 point. Add a point on my review. Promos could use some work. I think Jada Parker's was maybe the best one. But regardless, none of them said anything substantial. And until the fight at the end, it was kind of long and boring in a way. But I still say that overall, it was enough to get a point out of me. Alright, I'm moving on to the next segment we got on NXT. Alright, next up, we got a backstage segment with Ricky Saints and Javon Evans. So Ricky Saints bumps into Javon Evans in the hallway, and Javon Evans has just got a notebook. He's writing stuff down. So Ricky Saints is being friendly and nosy, and he's going to go up and talk to him.
Javon, what's up, my man?
Gang? Come on.
What you writing there, huh?
No, just a couple notes. You feel me? A couple of new moves. Just trying to figure out what's next for the young OG.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Don't overthink it. Don't forget, you just came off a big win against Jasper Troy at Great American Bash.
I did.
And I'm trying to do the same thing tonight. And I know you probably got some notes in there about old Jasper, don't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look, Jasper, Hall of Fame crash out. All right, and it's kind of hard to prepare for him because he's just always mad. But if there's anything I can tell you, same thing you just told me, gang. Don't overthink. All right, you're the absolute Ricky Saints, are you not?
Yes, I am.
I know you is.
Tonight, the revolution is going to be televised, you know what I'm
Damn right
saying?
it is. And guess what? I'm going to be watching. Right there.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What the heck was that? Well, they both literally didn't say anything substantial to each other. Ricky Saints is like, yeah, you're all trying to think of these complicated moves. Don't overthink it. And then he asked him for advice, and he gave him the same exact advice back to him. Don't overthink it. You're Ricky Saints. Aren't you Ricky Saints? Like, yeah, I am Ricky Saints. All right, I wasn't going to give that any points, but after I talked what the segment was in my head, I'll give it a half a point because that's so ridiculous. These two fools. First of all, why is Ricky Saints going up to people giving him advice? Like he's some kind of legend or something. But okay. He also asked for advice, so that was humble of him. I gave a half point. Let's move on. Alright, next we have the NQCC, and they are trying to hype up Ren Sinclair as she's going to face Blake Monroe in her Blake Monroe's first singles match. So, big match. Blake Monroe, as we all know, former world champion in her right in many other companies in AEW when she used to be known as Mariah May. So this is a big deal. Ren Sinclair, I haven't really seen her. I can't recall a match of hers in recent times other than, well, she was in that Iron Survivor match, the last one. And she put in a very good showing, qualified for it, did really well in the match. I think she's a good worker, so it's a good opponent for Blake Monroe. But yeah, so she's here with the No Quarter Catch crew, her crew as of this moment, and we are going. Miles Bourne is going to enter in the middle of it, who's not in the NQCC anymore, and then there's going to be some stuff in the background with Lexis King, who's been doing some weird stuff, which I'll discuss in a minute. But first, let's hear them all talk about Ren Sinclair's match.
Makeup, you are great in determination. We've been training for this, Ren.
But this just sounded like a much better idea last week.
Nah,
Still is a great idea,
Yes.
Ren. NQCC, we don't get nervous.
Yeah, well, the Ren QCC does.
come on.
What are you doing here?
I mean, I may not be in the NQCC, but I'm still here to support you.
Dog, that right there, right? Yo, what is he even doing?
Hey, ignore that. He probably thinks she's me or something.
Can't do that.
Right. Ren, you ready?
Of course he is, Charlie. Come on. Tonight, it's the Ren QCC. You're in the state of Texas. You got home field, home state advantage. Do you hear that, Texas crowd, Ren? Yes. Then let's go get this girl. Come on.
All right, and then Lexis King is in the background doing some pounding or something. So he's been acting weird, wearing big earmuffs, something to do with being deaf. His last match he lost to Miles Bourne, so we still don't know what he's really up to. But for that, I'm going to give an indifferent for that part of it. But as for the Ren Sinclair part and how she's acting like this nervous, I mean, she has all these facial expressions that are kind of funny. So she's the timid, nervous newcomer, but is talented. So Miles Bourne still hanging around, even though he's not in the group. He fought to fight his way out, but now he still wants to be there to support her. Charlie Dempsey's looking at him like, what the fuck? I thought you wanted to leave. But alright, I'll throw this segment a half a point. Why not? Headed towards the match tonight with Ren Sinclair and Blake Monroe. I thought that was a good little pre-show segment to get us in the mindset of Ren Sinclair, and we shall see what happens later on. But for right now, let's move on to the next segment. Alright, another very interesting matchup. Interesting matches today on the card. The opening one I thought was a good one. 8-person tag. This one is Jasper Troy, and he's facing off against Ricky Saints. So this stemmed from the Great American Bash when Ricky Saints was fighting Ethan Page, and they fought to the back, and then he bumped into Jasper Troy, basically. And that led to Jasper Troy giving him a black hole slam on an equipment case, and then that led to Ricky Saints losing his match to Ethan Page, thanks to a little bit of interference. But here we go. This is a really solid matchup. Ricky Saints has a name for himself in this business. Jasper Troy trying to make one, much bigger, got the size advantage. This was a very, very, very solid match, by the way. I'll play some of it. I'll play some of Jasper Troy just pounding Ricky Saints, and Ricky Saints just getting up and taking it again. I thought they worked it very well. Here he is fighting back. I think they worked it just perfectly as a guy would be who isn't as strong, but he's trying to show like he still thinks he's the veteran here. Here's him taking a through the middle rope dive, and he stays on his feet. So that's what the commentators were tripping out on. They're like, look at the strength of Jasper Troy. He took that and he didn't even go down. So here's another spot. We got a clothesline over the top rope, and Ricky Saints goes out with Jasper Troy. That looked really cool. I'm going to throw that one a little half point on my review system. I got to beef up my score here for today's NXT. But here's an interesting botch. So this match ended with a botch. It looks like Ricky Saints is trying to place himself somewhere right here because they've got the ramp gimmicked or something. My guess is that he was supposed to go through it. So he sets himself up right there. And then basically he falls through. I think the thing breaks off camera. So Jasper Troy sees this happen. He's like, what the hell? Like, he hears it happen and he goes through. The camera's not on it. So Jasper Troy's here. He's a newcomer. He's trying to stall for time. The ref is telling him get back in the ring, but they really don't know what to do. So he jaw jacks with the ref for a second. Then he goes to the spot where Ricky Saints already fell through. He's yelling at the ref to stop the fight or something. And then he's going to do a jump into the ditch that was made. And there you go. So that's what he came up with. So it looks like, my guess is they were supposed to do that and then it was supposed to break when he did it. But it was still an interesting spot. It was still funky, but it could have been much better. I think the original idea was probably a lot cooler than how it turned out. But I'll still give it a thumbs up for him kind of just making something out of it. And then Ricky Saints from there can't get up. Jasper Troy barely beats the count at the count of 9. And Jasper Troy wins. So I was mentioning that, you know, Ricky Saints should really put Jasper Troy over here because this is he's had 2 big matches since he came in, 2 big feuds with Obafemi and Javon Evans. Did well, but ended up losing both. But for his credibility, I think he needed a win. I think Ricky Saints was the perfect guy to put him over here. So this was really good. I will give this match 2 thumbs up, actually. I think it could have been much better if we had the ending that they planned, probably, because that couldn't have been it. That was weird. But yeah, so he walks over Ricky Saints as he walks to the back. So I really like that. I thought that was excellent. I'm going to move on to the next segment, though. All right, next up, we got a interesting storyline here. It's Trick Williams. He has a thing with The Undertaker. So it all started when Trick Williams bumped into Undertaker's students. I guess he has students on the developmental show. And he disrespected them. Was like, get out of my way. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Trick-and-A champion. So after that, The Undertaker called his ass out on Instagram or X or whatever. And he says, I'm going to show up on NXT. So the night before on Raw, Trick Williams really cut a crazy promo on The Undertaker and talked mad shit like, yeah, come on, bring it on. That he's going to kick The Undertaker's old ass, all that type of stuff. So here he is backstage today, and people are getting ready for his big confrontation with The Undertaker. He feels like he was in the right, that he, you know, was disrespected by those newbies. And he thinks he did the right thing as champion of, you know, the world for TNA. So here he is with the High Rise, who are his allies as of right now. But I think they're going to offer him to be out there with them. But he's going to want to go at this tonight, it seems. So let's play some Trick Williams. Javon Evans will also figure into this segment, as he'll just be sitting on the peripheries and making comments.
Down a statement win in the young career of Jasper Troy.
Dead man think he calling out Trick Williams? Oh hell no. I'm calling him out. Let's talk about it.
Hey, look, I know you about to go out here and handle your business and everything. If you need anything, say the word.
No. As much as I appreciate that, I got to take care of this man to man. Trick-and-A versus the dead man.
There you go, Trick. Yes, sir, Trick.
I suggest you mind your business while grown folk talking.
Hey. My bad, you right. I just want to see what happens.
I ain't got time for this today.
Come on,
I don't got time for this.
Come on,
You know what I'm saying?
Focus on him. We got this.
I see y'all boys after the show.
Got you.
Trick Willie.
What's up,
Hey, yo.
What's good?
Hey, man, look. I have to go see this. All right? Trick Willie!
Hey, yo, he said mind your bit.
Oh, he's crazy, son.
Oh my God! All right, so that made me laugh, man. I'm gonna give some points to this segment. I'll say I really liked it. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Trick Williams is making me laugh. I'm gonna give an extra point right here just for Trick Williams saying he's calling my ass out. No, I'm calling his ass out. Let's talk about it. He's insane. Oh God, this is good. That was a very good lead up to the segment that we got coming up later, which we will get to and review. But I really like that little backstage thing. Javon Evans just kind of giggling and laughing. He's ready for what's to come. He knows what's coming. So let's move on for now. All right, well, we didn't have to wait long. It's the very next segment. So here comes Trick Williams to the ring, and he's going to get a chance to cut a promo, get some time to talk before The Undertaker comes out, supposedly. So let's listen to Trick Williams.
Spurs on too, don't he?
The man carrying 2 brands has finally arrived.
First of all, I don't know what's up with that hat. It's pretty cool looking on him, though. I gotta say, I like his whole outfit here.
And I ain't bragging. I'm just here to spit some facts. And while we talking about facts, last Sunday, I went to Long Island, New York for Slammiversary. And I main evented the biggest show TNA has ever had till this day. Let's talk about it.
That is true. That is true.
And while we talk about facts, at Slammiversary, I faced 2 of the best TNA has to offer. I defeated the average Joe. I defeated the loud and proud Boricua Mike Santana. So with me breaking the record at Trick and A, with me defeating 2 of the best they had to offer, I guess that makes me undeniably, unequivocally, automatically the greatest TNA champion of all time.
Oh, yeah, that is. Oh,
hard to argue, Book.
I don't know about
I know
all
they
that.
don't like me over there at TNA, and I don't blame them. I'm dropping records, I'm dropping diss tracks, and I'm dropping everybody who stands in Trick Williams' way. And speaking of people in my way, last week, them boys out of LFG was in my way. They decided to stand in front of Trick Williams. You got a little bit too big for your britches. So I stood on business, 10 toes down. I told you to get the hell out of the way when your champ is in the room. And can you believe this sensitive group, this lousy group, they snitched on Trick Williams.
That's a good diss. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw that 2 points for a good. This sensitive group, they snitched on Trick to the Undertaker. Hey, Undertaker, this guy talked bad to us.
They went and told their coach on Trick Williams. That's right, player. They called The Undertaker. Now, like I said, I'm here to spit facts, nothing but facts. And it is a fact that Undertaker is one of the greatest of all time in this business. Let's talk about it. He's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. But it's also a fact. You, Undertaker, have never held down 2 brands at the same time. What I'm trying to say is, I think LFG got Undertaker feeling disrespected. LFG got the Undertaker tweeting. He tweeting tweets, y'all. I think LFG got the Undertaker soft.
Oh man.
And I have no problem being the man, the only man who got the kahunas to call out The Undertaker, because I'm Trick Williams. This is Trick and A. Dead man, bring your ass out here.
Oh, what?
Oh my God. This is awesome. Alright, so he comes in as the American Badass, as we see here, the old gimmick he used to have. Looking pretty tough, looking pretty cool, I think. He's got the look. Got the Undertaker look, so Trick Williams is going to stare him down like seriously, like he's serious business, you know what I'm saying? So let's hear what the Undertaker has to say now. But I really like this. I'm gonna give this whole segment a great rating. I'm pretty sure of it.
Well, what do we have here? Let me tell you what we have here. We got a dead man walking. Look at you. You got that nice title. You got the bling. And I'm sorry, but is this genuine cowhide right here? I mean, I'm asking for a friend.
It's real cowhide, dog.
You got it all, man. Except for one thing. Respect.
Oh.
Yeah, you got that swagger too, don't you? You know, I keep up with everybody. You just ain't the same guy with that TNA title as you were with the NXT Championship.
That's a fact. I'm brand new on him.
See, that guy I watched scratch and claw himself all the way to the top. That guy was hungry. That guy had that dog in him. That ain't you. Let me tell you something, young fella. You can have the whole package. You can have all the talent, everything in the toolbox. But with your attitude, it ain't a matter of you losing that title. It's only a matter of when.
Someone whatting the Undertaker?
That attitude is going to be your downfall. And that is when the walls start crumbling down. Oh man, I've seen it. I've seen it too many times, Trick. Look, your attitude is rotten. And that, I'll leave that on, man, please. Leave that on. That attitude is exactly what I try to teach to my LFG team.
I don't give a damn about your LFG team. You a legend, right? Nobody on your LFG team is a superstar like Trick Williams. Nobody in NXT is a superstar like Trick Williams. Nobody in all of WWE is a superstar like Trick Williams.
Is that right? So let me give you just one more piece of advice. You're a little too light in the ass to step to an OG.
This is awesome.
Now, you want to dance with the devil? I can flip that switch real quick. But listen, Trick, when I do, I promise you, I will make you famous.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, that's all I'm going to play because that's all the speaking parts. So then it got physical. Trick Williams, right then and there, tries to attack The Undertaker, tries to take a swing, and The Undertaker goozles him, catches him for the choke slam, and there goes Trick. So Trick sells for him. He looks like horribly in pain, which is pretty hilarious. I think he did a great job selling. I'll give Trick a half a point just for the sell job right there. Why not? Did a good job working with the old timer. And overall for the segment, I'm gonna give it a really good rating. I love this. I will say I love this and then some. So I'm gonna give this 3 points and a thumbs up. So I'll give this 4 points overall on my NXT review today. Very, very solid segment. Very good use of Trick and The Undertaker, and The Undertaker calling him out for being a disrespectful little punk. This all worked really good. I found that really, really enjoyable. So I love that. And then some. So 4 points, a very high score for the Malapert Smart review system for an NXT here. All right. Well, let's move along to the next segment. All right. Next up, we're backstage with Fatal Influence, who just got fucked up by Lash Legend and Jada Parker. So they're licking their wounds and trying to figure out what they're going to do. So I'll play this one. The person that comes into the segment in the middle of it is Michelle McCool. So I guess The Undertaker's wife is hanging around. Since The Undertaker's here, she comes in and gives them advice, I guess. I'll comment after we watch the segment.
Well, that didn't go well. What are we going to do about them? Who's going to take Lash and who's going to take Jada?
So, I saw what happened earlier today, and not that anybody has my opinion, but I'm feeling like Jasmine takes on Jada and Fallon takes on Lash.
Makes sense, Michelle. I'll take Jada.
Makes sense. Why do you want Jada?
Well, only a baddie can handle another baddie.
Listen, for one, Michelle is a Hall of Famer, and two, you're way better than Jasmine.
True. My odds of beating Lash are way better than hers.
Perfect. So you take care of Lash, and Jasmine will take care of Miss Parker.
Sounds like Fatal Influence has it all figured out. But somebody should talk to Ava.
Quick. Yeah, which way to Ava's office so I can go make this official? Guess I'll figure it out on my own.
All right. Well, that's that. Okay, so for some reason, Michelle McCool decided to interject into this segment and give Fatal Influence some advice on who should face who. So she says Jasmine should face Jada and Fallon should face Lash. So Fallon should get the harder one, the more difficult one, I guess. So Jasmine's fine with that. She's like, yep, that sounds good to me. She definitely don't want to fight Lash. Fallon's like, yep, I have a better chance to beat Lash. I don't think either one of them will win. That's my feeling on it. But, okay. About Michelle McCool coming in to give advice, I don't know. They just kind of try to shoehorn her into this show, I guess. So overall for this segment, I'm not going to give any points, but I'm moving on. Alright, next up we got the Ren Sinclair, Blake Monroe match. Blake Monroe, I guess, comes in with like a mirror. She looks at her butt in the mirror, I guess, something like that. And she's got a flashy entrance. Got something cool for her. But yeah, this is a solid matchup we've been looking forward to since earlier in the show. So I would say this was a relatively easy match for Blake Monroe. Ren Sinclair got a little tiny bit of offense in, but here's the finishing sequence. I've seen her do this before where she flings her opponent into the ropes, gets them reeling, and then a headbutt, I guess. She's got a hard head. Ren Sinclair selling that pretty well. I'll give a half a point just to Ren Sinclair for putting Blake Monroe over here, and then takes a DDT for the win. So decent matchup. I'll give it a half a point for doing what it was supposed to do, doing its job. I think Ren Sinclair is really good though. I don't know if just jobbing is the only thing they should have her doing. I think they could think of something a little better for her. But okay, here she is after the match. Blake Monroe, post-match afterbirth. It's Jordynne Grace coming in through the audience. So she's been banned from the building, but she needs to get her hands on Mariah May, and then security pulls her apart as she's beating her down. So she starts nailing security, which is kind of funny. They did a good job putting Jordynne Grace over here because, yes, a bunch of guys are trying to grab her, and she's just nailing everybody. And then as she's distracted with these security guards, she finally gets popped by Blake Monroe with the headbutt and then a DDT onto a steel chair, and there you go. So Blake Monroe got the best of her on this one. All right, the afterbirth. I'm gonna give some ratings to the afterbirth. I will say I like that. I liked everything that Jordynne Grace was doing with the security people and, you know, trying to fight them off at the same time. So I'm gonna give this a thumbs up today for the afterbirth. Get another point on the board, up to 21 points now on my NXT review. Let's move on to the next segment, though. I mean, all right, next up we got Ethan Page in the ring to cut a promo. Ethan Page, who is the North American champion. So let's see what he's got to say today. I'm going to play his whole segment here. Looks like he's got a reveal. He's got a podium. Something he wants to reveal, I guess, is what we gathered from this opening image.
Page, ready to gloat.
Today marks the 56th day as the greatest North American to ever hold the North American Championship.
Props.
17 Americans before me had the honor and privilege of being North American champion. But going forward, my plan is to bring more honor, dignity, pride, and class than all 17 Americans combined. Now, how I plan to do that is because of who I am and where I come from. Folks, my humble parents migrated to North America from former Yugoslavia to provide my family with greater opportunity. And because of that, I was allowed to travel the roads of this continent and truly see every small town with a bingo hall and every big city with a big arena coast to coast. Now, if my family had made different decisions, then I quite possibly might have ended up like all of you. But I didn't, because I was born here.
So he's pulling out the Canadian flag. He's showing his pride for Canada.
Now going forward, this championship will no longer represent the continent of North America. Because what this championship represents
is an absolute lie. What this championship should do is represent the pure dominance of Canada over America, Mexico, and every country in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I was born in Canada, but made in America. And that makes me the greatest North American alive. And affords me the privilege of doing this.
Oh, he threw it away. He threw away the North American title.
And gives me the honor
The belt.
of bringing my nation great pride.
The crowd booing. This guy. This guy's awesome.
Folks, I'm just proud of being from Canada. But some information going forward. To claim yourself as a great North American champion, it will now come with the Canadian standard of excellence. Because we just do it better. We are kinder to each other. We respect each other. When we take on challenges, we do it with pride and with honor. And guys, that's just our athletes. Our civilian life, it's better than yours too. Our food is better and healthier. Our women are hotter and healthier. Our air.
Oh my God.
It's definitely cleaner. I mean, guys, Houston kind of stinks.
This is amazing. This is a great heel promo from Ethan Page.
I accept you all as you are, because Houston's in Texas. Texas is in the U.S. and the USA is in my North America. And as your North American As your North American champion, I take great pride in holding this. But the pride I feel as champion pales in comparison to the pride I have as a Canadian citizen standing in the spotlight, surrounded by mediocrity. Now, as you rudely chant, I would like to close my celebration as your North American champion by asking you all to rise for the singing of the Canadian national anthem.
Are you serious, Craig? I'm not going to disrespect the man's country.
I'm sorry, I don't have a good singing voice, but the thought of having an American butcher my national anthem, I would just rather sing it myself. Oh, Canada.
This is amazing. Well, listen, I've already been spoiled to this. I've already seen it, but Santino coming out, it was a weird trip for no reason. I guess he's hanging, you could say he was hanging out with Ava in the back, probably doing some business or something.
Pandering, Joseph.
But out comes Santino. All right, well, I'm going to try to review Impact later on. But here he is at NXT.
Hey, everyone shut up, you're ruining my celebration!
You know what? You got a big mouth, Titampage. You should be ashamed for yourself. Now, many people here know that I'm from Italy, and I'm trying to follow in the great combat sports athletes such as Bruno Sammartino, Cannonball Parisi, and of course, Rocky Balboa. But what people might not know is that I currently actually live in Canada, and I raise my family there. And trusting you me when I say this, we don't think like you. Look, the people from Canada, United States, Mexico, and the people here, they're good people, hardworking people. And the garbage coming out of your mouth, it makes me sick, you son of a gun. But of course, you wouldn't relate to these people, would you? Because you know what you are? You're a bumhole boy.
A what?
All right, nope. That's enough of that. Listen, you're clearly lost. Look down at your jacket, pal. Go back to TNA. This is the Champ Show. Bye-bye.
You are right. You are correct. I am the director of authority at TNA. But I'm also friends with Ava. And we're standing in the back and listening to the garbage coming out of here. I can't take it anymore, so I came out here. You know what? One thing you did say was correct. This title should be held by somebody with dignity, honor, class, pride. But you have none of those things. But you know who has some of those things? Myself. I'll see you next week.
What the fuck?
Next week? Well, you think you do call the shots, huh? Nah, I say we do this right now. Someone come take this title. What is happening? This is insane.
All right. I'm going to pause it right there. So Ethan Page was going to take his jacket off and get down with Santino right then and there when Santino takes out the Cobra, as we all know, his version of Mr. Sacco, I guess. But yes, he runs off Ethan Page and they jaw jack to end the show. So this was really unexpected and pretty awesome, I would say. Pretty awesome idea. I already gave 3 points just for Ethan Page's promo. But for the whole thing, I'm also going to give it 3 points just because I loved it so much. This was out of nowhere, and I'm very much looking forward to this match later on today as we speak. So that's going to be cool. All right, next up, we got a little backstage thing, kind of cool. The TNA World Champion bumping into the NXT Champion backstage. They give each other a look. And then JC Jane walks in, the NXT and TNA World Champion, all in her own right. So she's basically both of them combined, I guess, and she tells them to excuse her and walks by smiling, and that sneer that Trick Williams gives her. Very rare mixture of men and women in their angles, but I like when it happens. But there you go. So she walks off, and then the NXT champion and the TNA World Champion are left to stare at each other. They don't say anything, but Obafemi's on his way to the ring to defend that title. Coming up next. I'll give this a little half point today for the interesting little worlds collide going on here. But before we get to the main event, let's get to this segment backstage with Yoshiki Inamura and Javon Evans. So Inamura's in the main event tonight for the title, for the NXT title.
Javon.
Yoshiki! What's up, gangster?
I need some advice.
Advice? I'm only 21, bro.
You're right. Never mind.
No, I'm just playing. Bro. Come on.
You're right. Never mind.
What's up?
Am I a bad friend? Because I didn't listen to Briggs and fight with honor.
No, fool. I don't think you're a bad friend, bro. You know? You're cool. You got your own code. You know, you're going down your own path right now.
I like Briggs, but sometimes I don't like how he thinks.
Yeah, but sometimes you can love somebody and not like them. You feel me? Like, you feel me?
Jabo, I feel you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just trying to figure out what's next.
You have plenty of time to figure it out.
Thank you.
For me, what's next is NXT Championship.
Hell yeah.
What about
All
Charlie?
right,
He's
all
still
right,
taking
there you
over.
go. That was funny. I really like that. That was a nice little scene with Inamura and Javon Evans. I'm gonna give that 2 points today. I enjoyed that. I thought that was amusing. He actually did come up with good advice as a 21-year-old. Sometimes you could love someone and not like them. Interesting. But okay, next we got backstage. We got the NQCC. I guess everyone's around, Miles Bourne included, who's not in the NQCC, and they're trying to console Ren Sinclair after losing. And I think Charlie Dempsey's gonna get annoyed with Miles Bourne for sticking around and tell him to leave. So let's see how this goes.
Better than everyone, Charlie.
Miles, go away.
No. Miles, you stay.
Why do you tell me to go away, Charlie?
This is Bully Ray, by the way, coming in out of nowhere. He was at Slammiversary also, the previous Sunday.
Didn't think so. Ren. Great match tonight. Keep up the great work. I'm so proud of you. You too. Little bit of a
Bubba Ray gives Ren Sinclair a hug. I guess they've got some history or something. Maybe he was her trainer, I'm guessing.
problem. You've already had a match that it ended kind of controversial, to say the least. Got a suggestion. I'm gonna go talk to Ava. If she's cool with it, here's what we're gonna do. Tavion, if you win, you're on your own.
Thank you.
You're solo. You look at Charlie, you say, take care, brush your hair. But if Charlie wins, you stay in the catch crew, and you do it with a smile on your face. Good?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Deal.
All right.
I bet, right? Lexus King incoming.
Hey, you're a big fat phony.
What are you talking about?
You're not deaf.
All right, hold on. So before we get to this Lexus King Miles Bourne stuff, so Bully Ray came in and set up a match for the NQCC that they're going to face off, and Tavion Heights is going to get another chance to escape the crew. I've already mentioned that I thought this is a weird storyline. Why doesn't he just leave if he wants to leave? But okay. I'm not giving that any points. Maybe I'll give it a half point just for the nice surprise of Bully Ray coming on. That was interesting and random. But okay, so now we got the Miles Bourne and Lexus King thing. So I guess Lexus King is saying that Miles Bourne is lying about his hearing, is what I'm gathering.
Lexus King incoming.
Hey, you're a big fat phony.
What are you talking about?
You're not deaf. I know you're not deaf because I've been wearing these noise-canceling headphones and I just heard everything you all just said. Miles, let's face it, you're pretending to be deaf to get sympathy for yourself. Shoot, if you're deaf and I'm blind.
You're not blind or deaf, but everyone around here sure wishes you were mute.
Was that the payoff we get to this whole thing, that he says because he wears noise-canceling headphones, he thinks Miles Bourne can actually hear a little bit and that he's not really deaf? God, I don't know. This whole storyline with Lexus King and Miles Bourne, I think, is the only miss going on right now in AEW, other than maybe Dark State. But I'll give this a thumbs down. I'll take off a point on this one. I gotta be fair. I don't know what's going on with this. They've been building this up for a while, and I guess they finally revealed what it was, and that was some reveal, but okay. Alright, next up we got the main event. It's a three-way for the NXT title. This has been brewing between Inamura and Briggs, I guess he was trying to make Yoshiki turn to the dark side, basically, to help him win the title. I guess I don't have Josh Briggs' entrance here, but, well, here's Briggs. I don't have Inamura's entrance, but okay. So yeah, sorry, as I was saying, Briggs was trying to make Inamura turn to that dark side to beat Briggs, and they kind of broke up because Briggs just said, hey, if you're not willing to go there and do whatever it takes, he decided he didn't want to be his friend. But they are a recent tag team, and they're in a three-way now. So Briggs messed up Inamura's last title shot, and now here they are in a three-way. They can all settle it together. So here's the first moment where something happens. It looks like Josh Briggs is going to step on the ref's hand to break the pin, so he doesn't want Inamura to win. But for a minute, they actually do team up. They decide to reunite for a second and take on Obafemi, but yeah, there was the problem of who takes the pin. So this was very awkward. Interesting match, but yeah, a little weird. I would have preferred it if they just made them just not like each other completely. But there was one moment where Inamura tried to pin Briggs, and Briggs was all shocked, like, you trying to pin me? What the hell? But yeah, that was the only moment. Other than that, here's Briggs breaking up a finisher by pulling the ref out of the ring. And here's Inamura's finisher, which I always love seeing. I'll give that a half point just for how beautiful it looks, man. Picture perfect. But Briggs is going to break up that pin with a moonsault, which that was also a nice spot. I'm going to give that a point. I'm going to give that a point because that was cool. And then finally Briggs and Inamura start going at it. And then Inamura gets taken out by a Briggs clothesline, gets turned inside out. And then here's the finish as Obafemi with the vicious uppercut, and he's just into it at this point, and he's going to give Briggs a pop-up powerbomb for the win and retain the title. And Briggs, post-match, is pissed off at Inamura once again, I guess blaming him. So Obafemi stands tall, stands victorious. I will give the match a half a point. Like I said, I think it was a little strange, the dynamics of it. But overall, it had some good spots, so I'll say I kind of liked it. Definitely not a thumbs down match or anything, but I don't know. I think in my opinion, Briggs and Inamura are already broken up, so they should have just, have them go at it the whole time instead of trying to have this weird alliance for a few minutes. I thought that kind of killed the match to me. But all right. Last segment of the day, we got Javon Evans. He's in the back. Writing some notes down, taking notes, and The Undertaker comes up to him. So let's see what The Undertaker has to say to Javon Evans.
Trying to figure out what to do next. You ask me? You continue going after the biggest dog in the yard. Feel me?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So Javon Evans is starstruck by The Undertaker. I'll give that one a thumbs up. Trying to figure out what to do. Trying to figure out the next move for Javon Evans. So yeah, go after the champion. Go after the NXT champion. I mean, if that's the top dog, I guess right now, it's not Trick. He's the top dog in TNA. So I guess Javon Evans and Obafemi is the next match we might be looking forward to. But all right, that'll conclude my review of NXT today. I thought I'd have more time to review Evolve and Impact, but I'll do those tomorrow before NXT hits the air. For right now, this is all we get today. 32 points on my NXT review. That's an excellent score. I like the show very much. A lot of stuff that I liked. If you missed any of it, you can go back and watch it, rewind, or this will post on our live streams tab. Go to our live streams tab to see all my recent reviews, and the Malapert Smart podcast will be back soon before you know it. Just hang on, all right? I know you miss us, but we'll be back. All right, so that's it for today's show. See you on the next one.